What is Turnitin? Turnitin is an online service that Newman University and many other universities around the world subscribes to, which compares uploaded documents with other documents, including websites, stored in its database, and highlights similarities between them in an originality report. We use Turnitin for two reasons: to help students write better, in an academic style, referencing correctly, and we also use it to detect plagiarism, which means presenting somebody else's work as your own. Newman's Student Disciplinary Regulations 2016 defines plagiarism as the use of another person's work or ideas within an assignment without the use of quotation marks and or following the conventions for acknowledging sources. This includes the unauthorized use or copying of another student's work. The offence does not require any deliberate intent by the students to be proved, but the extent of deliberation involved may affect the nature of the penalty. So how do you see your originality report? Well, you must have submitted your work online to a Moodle assignment. If your module does not ask for you to submit your assignment online via a Moodle assignment, you can use the practice assignment, which is available from the front page of Moodle. After submitting your file, you may have to wait 10 minutes or so for Turnitin to produce an originality report. When this is ready, you will see a percentage displayed. This is what you click to open Turnitin and to see your originality report. Note that you may have to refresh your page to see the report if you are waiting for it. And although I said it should take about 10 minutes, sometimes it does take much longer, maybe as long as an hour. I think it depends on how busy the Turnitin servers are. To give you a quick overview of the similarity of your text to others, Turnitin provides a similarity index, a percentage. This is just a guide. Generally speaking, a high number indicates lots of similarity with one or more other texts, and a 0 indicates no similarity at all. However, a high number does not necessarily indicate a problem, and a very low number might be an indicator that you have not quoted enough. Many students want to know what the ideal number is, but there's no ideal similarity index and no ideal number of quotes or sources. It will depend on your writing style, the way you construct your piece of writing, the question wording or title, and the subject matter. Also, you should not imagine that just because Turnitin does not match something, that your tutor will not suspect you of having plagiarized. For example, you may have copied from notes provided by your tutor, which are not in the Turnitin database. Conversely, if Turnitin shows that part of your text is the same as another text written by someone else, this does not necessarily mean there's a problem. Maybe you have quoted that text, put it in quotation marks, and attributed it correctly to the author. This is good. Sometimes you will see a partial match. This one, for example, does not include the word defined, and when we look at the source, the word there is divine. It is not a direct quote, but nevertheless this is something you would want to double check. Don't assume, by the way, that you are wrong. look at the source. Who wrote it? If you have allowed yourself enough time to resubmit before the deadline, then you can. You can delete your first submission and upload a corrected one. However, the second Turnitin report will not be produced for 24 hours. This is to stop people resubmitting endlessly and the system getting overloaded as it tries to produce more and more originality reports. Another thing to bear in mind is that on the deadline all submissions are locked. This means that you cannot resubmit after the deadline if you submitted before it. If you do want to do this, you can, though you need to ask the e-learning department to unlock your submission. But be aware that your submission will then be treated as being late and will have its grade capped. Let's look at the Turnitin interface. The first thing to notice is that we are on the Originality tab. The next tab is called Grade Mark. This is where your tutor might leave feedback for you, and the Peer Mark tab is for assignments which are marked by your fellow students. However, this video is only about the Originality report, and we are on the Originality tab. On the right, you see your Originality Index. This shows how much of your assignment matches sources in the Turnitin database. Turnitin uses an algorithm to ignore small inconsequential matches, so it is not an exact percentage match. Under this you can see the Match Overview. This shows the main sources that match your text, and each source is numbered and colour-coded, and the text on the left is similarly numbered and highlighted with the same colour. If you click on the number next to the highlighted text in your assignment, you will see the source. This is useful because it shows you exactly where your text is in the original document. At the top of the Match Overview pane, you can see an icon with 4 bars. When you press this, you get the All Sources view. This shows all the matches, not just the main ones. To go back, just press the icon with 2 bars on it. Sometimes students paraphrase another text, sometimes by changing the occasional word. This is still plagiarism, as the student is passing off someone else's ideas as their own. Here's an example. Although these are small matches, the tutor may conclude that you have merely paraphrased somebody else's ideas without acknowledgement, and this is plagiarism. Note also that your reference list may be similar to another student's reference list. This will increase your originality index, but is fine. It will also highlight differences in the way you have referenced your sources. But be careful, do not assume you are wrong and the other student is correct. This video doesn't tell you how to reference properly. There's a lot of information about that on the Newman Library website. This video shows you that Turnitin can help you identify text that needs to be referenced. So use your Originality report to check your work, and don't panic about the matches, they may be legitimate. What else can we do with Turnitin? Let's look at the bottom of the screen and work left to right along the bottom. The information icon gives you general information like word count, etc. Then we have a printer icon which lets you download and print the report. But beware, although the report is reformatted for printing, it will still use a lot of paper. Then there is the zoom slider and a little arrow we use to hide the sidebar. Some people prefer this view. And there's another button to make it reappear. Finally, there is a button to view a text-only version of the Originality Report, and near the top we have a print button and a download button for the text-only version. To get back to the document viewer, there's a return button, top left. So, that is Turnitin. If you have any questions, please use the IT Help Forum on the front page of Moodle. But please do not ask referencing questions there. If you have referencing questions, look at the library website, ask a librarian, or speak with your tutor. Good luck. I hope you find Turnitin useful.